I want to break down a powerful technique you should be using in your interactions with women to spark more emotion, create more attraction, but more importantly, to stop getting into boring, logical conversation that's leading nowhere. And I'm speaking from personal experience here because I was the guy that had boring conversations. I would go up and interact with women. I would start talking to them. And even if there was initial interest from some of these women, over the next 30 to 60 to 90 seconds, I would then watch her interest slowly decline as the interaction continued. And then I started to panic. I started to get more in my head as she became more and more disinterested, and the conversations ultimately fizzled out. Now, that used to happen a lot to me about 10 years ago when I was in my mid-20s. I'm 35 years old now, and I have gone out and had thousands of conversations with women. So I've experimented firsthand with all of the different techniques that are out there, and some really worked for me and some didn't work that well at all. And I want to show you guys one really powerful technique in this video, and I'm going to demonstrate it live in a variety of different interactions so you could see all of the subtle nuances to how you could start doing this in your own interactions. Now, before we get into this clip, if you want to know more about my journey, my transformation, the clients I help, the details around my program, and how I can help you achieve your dream dating life right now, click the link down below. There's an in-depth training I put together where I go over all of that and a lot more. Link is down below in the description. Click that link down below. The concept that I want to demonstrate for you guys today is a form of teasing. Now, teasing can be looked at as essentially making fun of the girl or having fun with the girl in a very playful way. This is not insulting a woman, but it is to provoke more emotion. And the one form of teasing that I want to share with you guys in today's video is imitation. So playfully imitating the woman. And I do this in so many different ways. It wasn't even something I consciously learned from somebody else and then I studied the techniques. I just went out day after day after day and filmed myself in interactions. And when I went back and looked at a bunch of different interactions that actually went really well, I noticed that I have a tendency of imitating the woman in a very playful way. Now, I think I just learned this unconsciously because I grew up with a younger sister. And so throughout my early childhood, I was always teasing her and making fun of her and just laughing. And I did that a lot for my own self-amusement. But ironically, this is actually a very powerful tool when sprinkled in throughout the course of an interaction. So let's go into a couple different live clips of me actually doing this. And there's subtle nuance to each one of these. And my goal isn't so that you can be teasing women nonstop, but I do think if you could even walk away from this video with at least one of these concepts in your arsenal, you now have a tool that you can inject at will into an interaction to start creating more emotions with women. So let's get into the first clip. What's going on? How's your day going? You look very stylish. I was going over there. I just came on to Lincoln and I don't know, you look very like cute Hispanic. Like, what are you?
Where are you?
What are you? Like, what ethnicity are you?
You say where I am from or where
Like, yeah, ethnicity, yeah.
Venezuela.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Got it. Yeah, because you have a very like, I don't know, like cute, like Latin vibe to you, yeah.
Thank you. That's okay.
Yeah, how's your day going?
It's pretty good. Thank you for that.
Cool. What are you doing? You looked like you were just kind of.
No, just waiting for somebody for get a dinner.
So as you can see in the clip, I don't just start the interaction and I'm instantly making fun of her. It's something I sprinkle in. So I open, we get into a back and forth. I told her, yeah, actually, just saw you look very cute and stylish. How's your day going? And then as she starts to answer the question, I then said, yeah, I just kind of saw you walking around like, because she was doing this little confused waddle, if that makes sense. Like as I was going up to approach her, I could tell she didn't really know where she was headed. And so there was a split second where she did this kind of confused half step. And so I actually exaggerate what she did. And that's going to be a recurring theme through this video, is that in each one of these concepts, it's not that the girl did some crazy obnoxious thing that I'm imitating her on. She did something small. She did something really small that was just slightly different than usual. And I then imitate what they did, except when I imitate it, I exaggerate it much bigger while laughing. Okay, so it's done playfully and it makes them look a little bit more silly. And then I get a laugh out of it. All right. This is how you playfully imitate somebody. And again, I need to state this. This is not done to insult the woman, but understand that most of you men, when it comes to interactions, you have a tendency of pedestalizing the woman. You have a tendency of being over complimentary or very, very nice or way too pleasant. And so by getting comfortable imitating playfully and teasing women playfully, it starts to balance out the interaction. It's not so complimentary anymore. In fact, it kind of gives off this little bit of a jock kind of vibe. It's the guy that used to make fun of it. It's like her older brother. It's the guy that makes fun of her. Okay. And again, you don't want to just do this nonstop in the interaction. It's a tool. It's a tool that when done at an opportune moment, it creates laughter within the girl, but also it balances out the fact that you're hitting her with all these other positives. Most men are just all positive, complimentary pedestalization. You can provoke emotion within a woman without being so pedestalizing. Instead, you want to playfully push them away. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to actually imitate them. Now, let me show you how I take this concept and do it in a completely different way.
Hey, excuse me. Hi.
What's up?
I just saw you walking by. I thought you looked super cute.
my God,
I just wanted to come over and say what's up really quick.
you.
I know it's a little random. You're like hanging out with your girl and shit.
You're good.
What's up? How you doing? I'm Kyle, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
That was an interesting wrap around. What are you guys up to right now?
So this one was actually very small, but I just point it out. I don't really make a big deal out of it. But again, guys, anytime that there's an opportunity to point something out about the woman and you could do it in a fun, playful way and it gets you off of boring, logical talk, then that is very, very powerful. So in this particular clip, all I did was say, hey, I'm Kyle, by the way. And when I went to shake her hand, she didn't just put her hand out like this. You guys probably didn't even pick it up actually from the camera angle because it was subtle, but instead of her putting her arm out like this, she kind of went like this. So all I did was I recreated and pointed out the behavior that she just did. I said, whoa, that was like an interesting, and I exaggerate it more and I laugh at the same time, which then makes it funny because if I just said, oh, that was an interesting arm wrap, that doesn't hit. You need to actually laugh at the same time. So you take the behavior that the woman does and then you do it and you amplify or exaggerate the movement almost to the point where it's even more silly, and then you laugh at the same time. And that's what actually makes it hit. So as I did this, the friend started bursting out laughing a little bit, but she didn't even see the way that the girl's arm was. All she saw was I did it and I laughed, and the girl I was talking to started smiling. That is a big part of what teasing is. Teasing is almost all in the delivery and the fact that you're having fun with it. And so we're just looking for one or two small, unique behaviors that the woman does that you could point out and laugh while you do it, but exaggerate it more. It could be anything. You could even ask the girl, like, what do you want for food? And she's like, I don't know. If her voice went a little bit too high, I could then say that back even higher and laugh at her. It's like I playfully imitate her. I just amplify the thing more and it hits. It hits because it's pointing out something that they did that's a little weird and you exaggerate it and laugh at it. And because of that, honestly, most women, it kind of puts them in their head a little bit, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I know maybe as I'm saying this, some of you guys might be like, whoa, that's manipulative, or that's kind of messed up that you're like looking for things to point out and make fun of the girl. We're not doing this to insult women. We are doing this to make the interaction more fun and playful. And it's a tool to provoke emotion and to get us off of logical conversation. Now, if you're somebody who's barely approaching, like if you're not even getting into interactions like this or going on dates with the type of quality of women that you want, you can click the link down below and check out the in-depth training I put together. I go over my entire backstory, the transformation I made, the clients that I've helped make that same transformation, and how I can help you get real results in your dating life right now. All right, click the link down below, check out that in-depth training. Let's get into the next clip.
Hey, excuse me. Excuse me. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw you walking by. I thought you looked super cute.
Thank you so much.
You have this like fitness, sporty, Latina vibe to you, I think.
am.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican.
Oh, are you? No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna guess that.
No.
Maybe it's because of the hair
Yeah,
color or
it throws
whatever it
people
is.
off, but I'm Puerto Rican.
Yeah. I was actually. What were you gonna say?
Sorry, where are you from?
I moved here from New York like 2
New
months
York.
ago. Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of people coming from New York.
How you feel about it?
I love it.
You got a problem with it?
Hell no. I love it.
You got a problem with it? What's up? What's up?
Oh, do you have it in social media?
Yeah. Well, who are you? Hold on. Hold
think
the
it's on
fuck
my-
up. Are you late for something, or what are you up
No,
to?
no, I'm not late.
I saw you
I'm just-
strutting here like
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
mission, like the pre-workout was hitting.
Kind of. I
So
didn't
you're-
have like matcha, so I'm like,
So in this interaction, which by the way, this full interaction has so much different forms of teasing in it, but I wanted to kind of simplify this video into one particular concept. But something I also did in this one is I pointed out something she was doing. So when I saw this woman, she was across the street and she was walking rather fast. She was just walking kind of quickly and she had a gym attire on. That was literally it. That was how I took the clues and made this playful imitation. So now when I said, what were you up to today? I saw you kind of strutting down the street like the pre-workout was hitting. So all I did is I just exaggerate what she was doing. But when I do it, I make it look even more silly. And as long as it's somewhat aligned with how she was acting and you laugh at it, it will become funny. Now, if you try to exaggerate it so much, what you may find is that some people will be like, I wasn't doing that, right? But even though you think that wouldn't work, it still works. You can still just give them shit and you exaggerate what they did and they're like, it wasn't like that. And if you laugh and you're like, nah, it was kind of like that. And even if you went too far, you can always laugh and be like, I'm totally joking with you, honestly. But low-key, you were kind of like strutting to the pre-workout, right? And that is funny. And the problem with most men, because I'm just speaking from experience here. If I were to think back 10 years ago when I was about 24, 25 years old, the problem is I was afraid to potentially upset the woman. I was walking on eggshells in every interaction because my biggest fear was that if I say the joke and I do make fun of them, they're going to take it so personally. It's not going to hit. It's going to have a really negative reaction. And then they're going to end up like getting really pissed off. And I'm a nice guy. Honestly, guys, I grew up extremely nice, extremely polite. I still am a very nice guy. I'm just very well calculated now in my interactions and I know how to playfully tease in a way that doesn't get really bad reactions. But the problem was that 10 years ago, I was so afraid of potentially upsetting somebody that I took no risks. I took no risks in the interaction. I was very nice guy, how's your day going? Oh, that's good. Let me tell you about my day. Where are you from? Let me tell you where I'm from. Have a great day. Nice to meet you. And that pleasant interaction is going to get you absolutely nowhere with women. Absolutely nowhere. But ironically, the guy that can actually tease her a little bit and playfully diss her a little bit, that's the emotion that we want in the interaction. So you're not going to spend the whole conversation trolling her and dissing her. Again, this is something you sprinkle in. I will do this maybe 1 to 2 times over the course of a 5 to 10 minute interaction, but I do recommend that you do one of these rather early on. It doesn't need to be imitation. It could be a different form of teasing, but I do notice that I typically will find one way to tease a woman, typically within the first minute or so of the interaction.
You seem to be really vibing right now. Hey, I said you seem to be like really vibing right now. I don't know what music you're listening to, but I was just there walking. Oh, it's loud as fuck. I hear it coming off the headphone. No, I was just over there and I saw a cute girl walking, swagging to the music. I was like, what the fuck is she listening to? Excuse me. Can I just say really quickly, I thought you looked super cute, like sitting in the all black. You look like you're just like, I don't know, you're like dressed up, but you're like comfy and like casual at the same time.
Well, are you asking for?
I was just making observation. Yeah, no, I was like, it looks nice, but you look cute, but you also look comfy. That's what I was saying.
Thank you. I'm very comfortable.
You're not very comfortable?
No, not the heels, but what can you do?
I didn't catch that part. It's because you're like sitting back, lounging, looking. You look comfortable from like the knee up.
As long as I look.
And these are some other clips of me doing a similar thing, which is pointing out a behavior that I noticed about the girl and exaggerating it, right? So I stopped this girl, she takes her headphone off, we start talking, and then I said, yeah, I just saw you walking down the street, kind of vibing to the music. I was like, damn, wait, what's this girl listening to? Like, you were into it. Whether or not she was actually into it, who cares? People want to hear how they're being perceived when they're out in public. So if you thought she was kind of vibing to the music, as long as she had at least a little bit of a head bob going on, you could point that out and you exaggerate it and you laugh at the same time. You could even sprinkle that in while you display intent simultaneously. It kind of like balances it out. Like if you were in a nightclub, you could even say something like, yeah, I saw this cute girl in the all black, but I saw she was like going ham with the dance moves. I was like, damn, yo, that would honestly work if the girl was actually dancing, or if she was rapping some like Meek Mill, you just point out the thing that she was doing, but you exaggerate it. If she was rapping the lyrics to like Cardi B or some shit, just exaggerate it like she was going in and laugh at the same time.
Oh, you're wearing heels too?
No, they're wedges. They're not heels.
No, but you're like, what are you? Are you 5 foot?
No, I'm 5'2". Like, on a good day?
That was so cute the way you said that.
Or even that one right there. That wasn't a big one to really imitate her, but she said, I'm 5'2". She said 2. So you could make fun of that. Just her saying one tiny thing with the weird accent, with the weird giggle. She makes a weird face. She does something. Point the thing out and imitate her and laugh afterwards, okay? It's a very powerful tool. Look, if you're somebody who isn't comfortable doing this and you're watching this video and you're like, yeah, I'm the nice guy, I'm very pleasant in my interaction, I do need to start teasing more, my advice would be start small. The very first things you could do is disagree with somebody. You could playfully just disagree with them. Be like, what? No, I don't even believe you. Like, for some of you guys, that might be a huge step. That's not imitation, because imitation might take a little bit more, I guess you could say, balls to do, even though I don't think it's that big of a deal. But if you're not comfortable doing this at all, you might just want to, you got to get comfortable with negative spikes in an interaction. And I do think that imitation, when done properly, is very powerful, because you can even take this concept and use it again and again and again as callback humor in the interaction. Anytime I tease a girl, I will most likely bring up that concept again later on when there's another opportune moment. Like for the girl that was strutting down the street with the pre-workout, if I wanted to later on and we started walking, I could be like 10 minutes later or 5 minutes later, I could be like, wait, hold up, let me walk like you were walking earlier. And then I start doing the strut. As long as I laugh at that, she will laugh at the same time. Or the girl with the arm thing, if at the end of everything I said, anyway, it was nice meeting you, take care, and I do the arm thing, and as long as I'm laughing, she will die laughing at that. So you can always take something that you teased the woman on earlier and you bring it back up again, and you can actually do multiple teases over the course of an interaction with the same tease. It's just callback humor, and that's what also makes an interaction very powerful. So this one concept, imitation, is not the only way to tease, but there will be moments when you're talking to women and you'll start to see opportunities that you could tease them on. I would recommend that you start manning up and doing that, and don't be afraid to laugh, because if you don't laugh, it's not going to hit that hard. Very powerful concept. Start injecting this into your own interactions. Now, this technique is powerful, but it's only one aspect of an entire interaction. So if you want to get a better understanding of the full structure of what it actually takes to land dates consistently, then you're going to want to watch this video right here. Or if you're done watching YouTube content, if you've watched enough YouTube and you're still not getting the results you want, you can work with me directly. Okay, there's a link down below. There's an in-depth training. I go over my backstory, the clients I've helped, more details about my coaching program, and how I can help you get real results in your dating life right now. So if you're looking to increase your social confidence or achieve your dream dating life, click that button down below for an opportunity to work with me directly. That's all with this video, guys. Peace out.